My name is Jim, and I'm going to be your game driver for the next 2 weeks on a photo safari through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. I've got 2 things to caution about before we get started here. Number 1, you must remain seated at all times, hands and feet inside the truck. And number 2, hang on to your cameras, knowing your valuables. I'm not allowed to stop to pick up anything that falls outside of the truck. Now that we have started. Now, the reserve was actually founded in 1971 in order to protect the wildlife in this area. We have been successful at that, and we're very proud of the work we're doing. However, we still have a problem from time to time with poachers. They primarily go after our elephants for their ivory tusks, but they'll also go after our rhinoceros for their horns. So we do have game wardens who patrol the 800 square miles of the reserve, by foot, by road, and by air. In fact, I'm required to check in with the airborne wardens before we enter the reserve. We're going to be doing that here shortly. Now, if you have a digital camera, I recommend you put it in action or sports mode. We're going to be on the move most of the time. The animals are going to be on the move. You get a lot better pictures with the faster shutter speeds available in action and sports mode. Now, there is an animal spotting guide above you. You can use that right now to familiarize yourself with some of the animals we may be seeing. Can't guarantee we're going to see all of them, but we should see a good number of them, that's for sure. Alright, we're cleared to enter the reserve. I'm going to check in with the airborne wardens. Airborne control, this is Simba 1. Over. Roger Wilson, this is Simba 1. We're headed into the reserve at Little Eternity Forest. Over.
I'm your boss, Simba 1. Keep your eyes open and drive carefully. You should see lots of animals.
Roger Wilson, we'll keep our eyes open, all right. Dark brown animal here, white face. I mean, the white stripes across its rump around its legs. That's an okapi. Now, a lot of people confuse the okapi with a zebra, and it's because of the stripes. But it's not actually in the zebra family at all. In fact, it's the only known close relative of the giraffe, and it lives right here in the forest. Now, if we're really lucky, well, we're here in the forest. We may see a black rhinoceros. We're going to have to be lucky, however. They're one of the more endangered species in Africa. And there's only about 4,200 of them left on the continent. The numbers are on the increase, so we are hopeful, but they're still not at a sustainable level. Their low point was only about 25 animals. So we're making progress. Light brown animal coming up ahead here with white stripes. Greater kudu. Greater kudu are the second largest antelope in Africa. A male can get up to 750 pounds. They'll have long curling horns, just the female that you see here. Greater kudu, 2 of them. And a black rhinoceros. The black rhinoceros may look indestructible, and actually I think they probably should be. Their skin varies from 1 to 4 inches in thickness, and they can charge at up to 35 miles an hour. They are tanks. The only problem they have is they're very nearsighted. They can only see about 30 or 40 feet in front of them. That leaves them very vulnerable to poaching, I'm afraid. Beautiful black and white bird all the way back up the draw here. Saddle-billed stork. Tallest storks in Africa. They get up to 5 feet tall. Wingspans of 8 to 9 feet. Beautiful, beautiful bird. All right, now shortly, we're going to be heading down towards the Savi River. And Savi River is home to the Nile hippopotamus. They're going to spend most of their time in the water during the day, cooling off their huge bodies. After all, a male can get up to 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, which is huge. This water means life to the Nile hippopotamus. We got one up here. He's submerged in the water. They can spend up to 5 to 8 minutes underwater before they have to surface to breathe, and they can surface at any time. As I was saying, this water means life to the Nile hippopotamus. They cannot survive the heat of the day without it, and therefore they will defend it fiercely. They're also highly unpredictable animals. For those reasons, actually, they're considered to be quite dangerous. Got some more over here on the other side of the island. The blackbird on the nest here is a white-breasted cormorant. The diving and fishing bird. The gray birds are pigback pelicans. Very social birds. And they'll work together to herd the fish in the shallow water when they want to feed. Now the Nile hippopotamus are resting right now. And they will be resting all day. But they will leave the water tonight because that's when they feed. And they can eat up to 100 to 150 pounds of grass every night. Now when they move in the water, and they do move, they may look like they're swimming, but they can't actually swim. What they do is they walk along the bottom. Now when we get up to this rickety old bridge here, you want to look down here on the driver's side. These are Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles are much larger, and they're more aggressive than the American alligator. They can grow up to 18 to 20 feet long. Must remain seated, though. They can grow up to 18 to 20 feet long. They got a biting pressure of 1,200 pounds per square inch, and they can leave the water and drag down a fully grown 2,500-pound giraffe. Now, when they bite down on something, they're not going to let go. I think maybe we should just keep right on going. This afternoon. Roger Wilson, go ahead, over.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground control has seen a lot of elephant activities in the red clay pit. You definitely want to check out that area.
Roger Wilson, we'll head that way later. Thanks for the tip. Now you see, sometimes it's good to have an eye in the sky like Wilson to give us some animal spotting tips like that. The tree here on the pasture side is a baobab tree. These trees are so slow growing they can actually live to be over 2,000 years old. We think this one's close to 2,000 years old already. We also call it the upside down tree, and it's because of the branches. People think they look like roots going up rather than down. Thus the name, the upside down tree. Now when we get around the corner here, we're going to have one of the finest views of the African savanna we're going to have in our entire 2-week safari. This is the Serengeti grassland system. It stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa. Down below us here, these are sable antelope. Beautiful, beautiful animals, but highly aggressive. That's the daddy right down below us. She's coming out. The baby's down there. I don't know which one's the mommy, but that's the daddy. Very aggressive. You don't want to be on the ground with those animals. They know how to use those horns. They can get up to 50 to 60 inches long. We've got an even larger antelope coming up ahead here. They're tan in color. They are Patterson's elands. Now, elands are the largest antelope in the world. Pattersons are not the largest of the elands. It's a young bull passing behind the one up here. They're not the largest of the elands, but they're close. They can get up to 2,000 pounds, 6 feet tall at the shoulders. Massive for an antelope. And that's the bull right there. It's just looking back at us now. We've got 2 different species of giraffe here. The larger of the 2 is the reticulated giraffe. They get their name from a Latin word. She's the closest one. They get their name from a Latin word, reticulata, which means net. It's meant to describe the net-like pattern on their coats. Then we have the Maasai giraffe back here. He's darker in color, smaller in size, even though he's a male. He'll always be smaller than the reticulated females. It's just a difference in species. More leaf-like pattern, more condensed, darker brown, and much more highly endangered than Maasai. They can eat for up to 18 to 20 hours a day. They are eating machines, and they only need to sleep 5 to 30 minutes a night. That's it, 5 to 30 minutes. The rest of the time they're eating, digesting their food. They're just looking out for predators. On both sides of the truck right now, we've got termite mounds. And they are as hard as concrete. So hard, in fact, that elephants will actually use them for scratching posts. There's another female reticulated giraffe. She's doing what comes naturally. She's eating. Now the gray shaggy animals coming up ahead here are white-bearded wildebeest. Now the white-bearded wildebeest migrate across here, numbers up to 1.5 million animals, which is the largest land migration of any animal left on Earth. They're crossing the road up here, getting back up here under the trees where it'll be cooler. White-bearded wildebeest, also known as the gnu, which is spelled G-N-U, and it's meant to describe the grunting sound that these animals make. The waterbuck over there under the tree, in the shade of the tree. The waterbuck gets its name because you always find it close to the water. They use the swampy margins of lakes and rivers to escape from predators, primarily cheetahs and lions. The cattle you see up here underneath the palms are Ankoli, also known as Watusi cattle. Their horns can get up to 5 to 6 feet long, 20 inches in circumference at the base, like the massive horns on the bull you see right there. The other two are actually cows. That's the bull right through there in this. Massive horns. They're not as heavy as they might look. They're hollow inside. The blood flows through those horns during the day and gets cooled off. Goes back into their bodies. That's how they survive the very high temperatures here during the summer months. All right, we're going to be heading into elephant country here. You want to keep your eyes open for elephants.
This is Wilson. What is your location? Over.
Wilson, we're at Monkey Point. Over.
Keep your eyes open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering off on its own. We can't find the mother.
Oh boy, there's a bull elephant.
Just maybe in the reserve.
Roger, Wilson, we'll keep our eyes open. Doesn't sound good at all, folks. It does sound like we've got poachers in the reserve. He's been in bathing. He's been in the water. Maybe 10,000 pounds of the largest land animal on Earth. They can get up to 12,000 pounds. Monkeys, over here underneath the trees. It's a mandrill. Mandrills are the largest monkeys on Earth, not that particular one. But the alpha male can get up to 50 to 100 pounds. Blue and red markings on the face. He just went back into the heavy brush there. Let me see if I can find some music on this radio of mine. Sometimes, actually, we can pick up the Harambe station out here. Oh, yes, actually, I like that. Oh, no, the road is closed. Now, this is the road we normally take to the red clay pits. It's all been washed out by the rain we've had here. We're certainly not going that way today, or anytime soon, for that matter. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but I'm just not that familiar with this road. So I'm going to have to take it rather slowly. Poly, as Wilson would say. Oh, no. I remember now why we don't use this road. It's this old bridge. It's all rusted through. Let me turn off the radio here, folks. All right, now here's the situation. We can't go back. You saw the road was out. We're going to have to try this. I want everybody to cross your fingers for me back there and hang on. Hang on tight. Oh, boy. I don't like this at all. Lean right, everybody. Lean right. Lean right. Woo! Oh, boy. I think we caught that just in time. Woo! That was close.